In question 14, we are asked to find the sum of b and c if the equation x to the power 3 plus bx equals to c has solution x equals to 2 and x equals to minus 3. Solutions are basically the x-intercepts. So the first one is x equals to 2 and the second one is x equals to minus 3. And the nice thing about having solutions and an equation is we can always substitute our solution into the equation and see what the equation will simplify into. So I'm going to firstly sub in the x equals to 2. When I sub in x equals to 2, I'm going to get 2 to the power 3 plus b times 2 is equals to c. Remember, I'm subbing into this equation where I see x I replace with 2. Ne? And then, I'm also going to substitute negative 3, which is negative 3 to the power of 3 plus b multiplied by negative 3 is equals to c. Alright, this side we're going to have 8 because 2 to the power 3 is 8, and then 2 times b is 2b, of which is equals to c. And this side we're going to have negative 27 because negative 3 to the power 3 is negative 27. B times negative 3 will be negative 3b, of which is also equals to c. And we can see that this side and that side are all equals to c. That tells us that this guy and that guy must be exactly the same. So we're going to say, okay, therefore 8 plus 2b is equals to negative 27 minus 3b. And then I'm going to take the letters on the same side and the constants on the same side. So I have 2b, I bring the minus 3b this side to become plus 3b, which equals to minus 27 minus 8. And then on the left hand side, I have 5b. You can see we add like terms there. Minus 27 minus 8, that should be minus 35. And then dividing both sides by 5 to isolate the b, that gives us b equals to negative 7. Yeah? That gives us b of negative 7. We need to remember that, therefore 8 plus 2b was equals to c. But now we know the value of b. So we're going to have 8 plus 2, substitute whatever b is, which is minus 7, equals to c. That gives us 8 minus 14, because 2 times negative 7 is minus 14, equals to c. Therefore, we can see that c equals to negative 6. Alright? Therefore, the question wanted the sum of b and c. They wanted the sum of b and c. So I need to add the two answers together. So b plus c is equals to negative 7 minus 6, which is negative 13. So we're going to look for the answer that is negative 13 on our I'll just erase, but we know that we got negative 13. Let's check which one will be negative 13. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we can all clearly see that our answer would be on B. Alright, our answer will be on B. Then we can move on to 15. On 15, they want us to determine the value of 1005 to the power 2 minus 1004 multiplied by 1006. All right, So with questions like this, where you are just multiplying big numbers without using a calculator, I advise you to always use the K method. Ne? We are going to let the smaller number to be K. Always we let the smaller one to be K. So I'll say let 1004 be equals to K. Ne? Therefore, can we agree that 1005 is basically 1004 plus 1, which is equals to K plus 1. 1006 is basically 1004 plus 2, which is going to be K plus 2. Now let's substitute all this to the original given equation. 1005 is K plus 1, but we have a square there, minus K, which is 1004, times 1006, which is K plus 2, right? And then we can FOIL. We can now FOIL the bracket. Here we know that we're going to have K, the first, this bracket here, né? When you FOIL it, will end up being K squared plus 2K plus 1. Then here we multiply in, which is minus K squared minus 2K. And ladies and gents, you can see that this guy will take this one out, this one will take that one out. So the last answer here is 1. So the answer to this question is 1, which is obviously option A. I'm sure we can all see that, ladies and gents. Awesome. Now let's do the last question. On the last one, they say Sipho and Maria share an amount of money in the ratio 3:4, right? Which means 3:4. You see, they say Sipho and Maria, so which means Sipho first. So this is for Sipho. This one is for Maria. Ne? You always do them respectively, the way they mentioned the names. All right. So firstly, before I keep on going, I'll just be working with this statement here. Ne? So what does that mean actually? Let's say the money, let the money or the total, ne? Let the total be X. Ne? The total amount of the money that they share to be X. Now, we're going to add the values in the ratio. So we're going to have 3 plus 4, which is equals to 7. Yeah? And then we now know that we have 7 parts there. And then we are going to divide the total by 7. Therefore, we're going to have X over 7. Yeah? Awesome. It means the X was divided into 7 parts, Sipho receiving the 3 of the parts, and then Maria receiving 7. Let's see the amount that Sipho actually received. Yeah? So Sipho will get 3 multiplied by X over 7, which is 3X over 7. Alright? And Maria get the fourth, right? So we're going to have 4x over 7, which is 4x over 7. So this is how they shared the money. This is how much Sipho has, and this is how much Maria has. Now they say on the question, let's go and read the question again. After they each spend 100 rand, the amount of money they have left over is in the ratio 1:2. So from the money they have, after they spend, we can agree that for Sipho is going to be 3x over 7. And we take away the 100 that is spent. For Maria, the amount of money she has is going to be 4x over 7. Take away the 100 that she spent. Ne? Now we are told that the ratio of Sipho to Maria is now going to be half, which means 3x over 7 minus 100 all over 4x over 7 minus 100. It's now going to be half, right? Now we can cross multiply. We're going to say, okay, the 2 will multiply with the numerator, which is 3x over 7 minus 100. Then the 1 will multiply with the denominator, which is 4x over 7 minus 100. And we can agree, ladies and gents, that multiplication by 1 is like we're just going to have that part like that. So now let's multiply the 2 in here. We're going to have 6x over 7 minus 200, which is equals to 4x over 7 minus 100. And then I'm going to bring the groups, x on one side, constants on one side. So I'm going to have 6x over 7 minus 4x over 7 equals to minus 100 plus 200. I'm sure, ladies and gents, you can see that I changed the signs of those terms when I move them to the different sides or to the opposite sides of the equations. And that will give us this side. We can see that the denominator is common, so we can easily say 6x minus 4x give us 2x and then all over 7, which is equals to 100. Now I'm going to do this to make sure that x is by itself. I can multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient. So the coefficient is 2 over 7, which means I can multiply by 7 over 2 both sides of the equation. This 7 will cancel that, that 2 will cancel that. Then we're left with x, which is 700, because 100 times 7 is 700 divided by 2, which gives us 350. Which means the original amount of money they had was 350. And is that what is the amount which they started with? Yes, so that is 350, and that is option C. Makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so for more NBT videos and mathematics. Don't go.